Good morning everyone, hope you're doing well. I've just had my breakfast, it's just past 8 AM and yeah, we're looking at the charts. So this is EU 1 hour chart. As you guys know, I'm still in the trade. I actually didn't show you on my FTMO account the trade just to prove I did actually take it, so I'll quickly show you now. So as we can see, we're on the FTMO account, this one I've been doing forever now basically. So yeah, 2.99% up. That is because this current position is still open. And obviously it's going to keep changing, it will keep updating on the platform. But here's the trade, 1,500 profit. That's 0.75%, but I only risked 0.5%, so it's above a 1-to-1 so far. And I still have some on the table running to potentially get even more profit. So currently on EU, what I'm looking for, well at the moment I'm just going to manage the trade I'm in. Obviously it's at break even, so if it does keep coming down and falling, takes me out, that's completely fine. I've still made profit on the trade. Now, if it does keep giving me more upside, I need to consider where I'm going to think to get out of this trade, right? Obviously, I've said over and over and over and over again, daily time frame, I'm expecting a bigger break of all the way up here. I'm not really sure if it's ready for that yet, to be honest with you, so we just have to really wait and see. But yeah, today, probably a quiet one. No really news, I don't believe. So yeah, we'll just be monitoring the position. Okay, guys, hello. It is about midday at the moment in the UK. I just had my lunch. Not a lot is really happening, to be honest with you. I'm pretty much at home playing games, just looking at the charts really on my other monitor. As you guys know, well, you actually probably don't unless you live in the UK, but we actually have a storm over here at the moment, so the weather outside is very, very miserable basically. So not really nice idea to go into town and such. And yeah, as I said, I'm just keeping an eye on the charts currently and monitoring my position. I am planning just to stay at break even though I could technically get out right now and make like about 0.7%. That would be good returns on what I'm risking and the left remaining on the table. But as I've said over and over again, and you'll probably get bored of me saying it, the higher picture, daily time frame, that's really what I'm aiming for. You know, the 40-to-1 risk to reward that I showed you, that is the trade I really want to try and capture. So I'm willing to leave this risk on the table and willing to potentially give it up in order to get that bigger move, because if I just try to get out early and secure that profit, I could leave a lot on the table, you know, a lot of profit on the table, and I really don't want to be doing that because this one trade could simply pass me my FTMO phase 1. It seriously could. That's how big of a trade it is. So yeah, just going to keep monitoring it. If it takes me out, that's fine. I'll just look for more entries and yeah, we'll just go from there. Guys, I've just had such a weird dream, so I've woken up and my dream, you know the position I'm still in that I keep talking about, because it's such an important position almost for me, because it's the first trade I've taken in weeks and weeks, you know. So, it seems I'm a bit emotionally attached based on my dream that I had. I'm not emotionally attached in the sense that when I'm awake, I don't really think about it that much. I don't worry about it. I've deleted actually the position off trading view completely, so I can't even see it. But I do know I'm MetaTrader for it to break even, so I don't really have to worry about that. But in my dream, I was discussing with mentors and like justifying why I still have the trade open almost, and if I should close it, and I was discussing loads of in-depth stuff, and at the current time in my dream, the price charts were moving a lot, so there was a lot of volume in the market, and I was sitting there trying to justify why I was holding onto it. And I think it's very interesting how it's almost seeped into my unconscious mind, thinking about it quite a lot, even though during the day when I'm awake, I don't really worry about holding the position too much because I know it's the correct thing to do, because of that daily time frame bias. So I'm going to look at the charts with you very quickly. Not really a lot has happened, to be honest with you, but I am going to head out actually before I do that and get some bits and bobs, just before all the traffic picks up around the town, so I can get it out of the way basically. Okay guys, back on the charts on EU, Tuesday morning. Not really a lot has happened, to be honest, so far. We don't have any news today, but tomorrow we do have CPI for the US dollar, and then Thursday, I believe it's Thursday, we actually have the interest rates for the European currency, basically. So we have to see what's going to happen. There should be quite a lot of volume in the markets, and as you guys know, I'm still in my position from, I believe, this level. So I'm in here with my stop loss below here, but as you guys now know, I've already taken profit, so I'm at break even. So my stop loss is around about here, just to basically make sure I don't get caught up by any swaps or anything like that, because it is currently a negative swap on the EU, if you're buying at least. And as you can see, it's trailing. It could come down, tap me out, and that's completely fine. And then I'll be looking for more buys. Very simple like that. I'm looking for buys because of my higher time frame, basically, and what I'll be really looking for. So even if this does show me that this structure is ready and this actually is a complete structure for more downside, like so, that is completely fine, because I'm not really interested in that sell scenario because of the daily time frame. I'm not going to be a broken record and show you it again. If you are new to the channel, it's because I do a top-down analysis from the weekly down to the daily, 1 hour and 15-minute for my entries. So I always want to be in line with the higher time frame buys, because if I buy on the 15-minute time frame like I did last week, sorry, I just mispressed, like I bought here, I could potentially hold this to a lot further on the daily time frame, essentially. So we have to really see what's going to happen. At the moment, still in this buy. I'm not going to take any positions, like more buy positions, until this has actually been stopped out, basically. But the only real other structures I potentially see is a running or expansion flat here. So if this comes down somewhere around here, I could still be in this trade here and then move to the upside. That is one structure I could see. So this would be my structure, the internal structure. But then also the other scenario, I see this could potentially become an expansion for this move up, meaning we get another drop breaking these lows and then a move to the upside. And then after that, so basically if that does happen, the second one, which is much more preferred, obviously it's preferred if I stay in my position I'm currently in, but if that doesn't happen, that's completely fine. So if this comes down like this, for example, what I'll be waiting for is some structure on the lower time frame, on the 15-minute, that I can clearly recognize in order to buy. It'll be a very similar situation to what happened here when I bought, actually. Because here when I bought, the structure I could see was this flat, this push up, and then my correction structure was here. This is my buy. So this is my push up, right? That is what I was looking at. So if it comes down, takes me out, I'll be looking for the exact same thing over here, just to buy it once again. That is all I'll be doing. So yeah, no news today, news tomorrow, but hopefully we do get a bit more volume in the market. Maybe I'll get taken out. We'll have to wait and see. It's around about 5 p.m. at the moment on the Tuesday. The volume is very, very low at the moment. We have CPI tomorrow, probably waiting for that, to be honest with you. So yeah, my trade is currently still sitting at break even, but it is incredibly close to touching it. I'm not going to lie to you. It's fairly close where I could just manually close it, but I'm not going to, because the structure still could push up at any period of time. So the best thing to do is just to leave it. It is only 30%, so just leave it running, forget about it, and think about the setups really to come. So I'll pick this up tomorrow morning and I'll see you guys there. Okay guys, so here we are back looking at EU and basically what I'm seeing in the market. So I'm actually going to clear all these drawings real quickly. So as you guys know, or if you don't know, if you're new to the channel, welcome first of all. But on EUs, I've been looking for buys for a very long period of time now. And I was actually in a buy from this level here with my stop loss just below here. I took my first take profit just above this top where I took 70% of my trade off. And then left the rest at break even where it was about here just to make sure I didn't get caught up by any swaps. Now, as you can tell, it's broken below this and I have been taken out break even for that last position. So that's not a problem at all. Still made money on the trade, which is the most important thing. So as you know, it's taking me out break even, so I'm not in any positions anymore. So what am I next looking at? So still my current bias is this could potentially become a running or an expanding flat with this move up here, meaning we could get, when this breaks anywhere below here, hopefully below this area, I'll be looking for potentially more buys in the making. Now, obviously, if the market doesn't display that to me or give me that signal that it's going to be doing that and just keeps falling straight down, then I will not be looking for the buys. It has to clearly show to me it actually is going to reverse and go up and give me an indication. Now, this could also become a running flat and at any point in time also do the same thing. But if it does that, I'll still be looking for this buy setup. So at pretty much any point here, any buy setup I take is very potential. So we just have to really wait and see. This obviously still can go break the bottom. And if it does that, that's completely fine as well, because daily picture, this could break, take some of these more lows out and then go to the upside. So obviously there are buy setups I could be taking. I mean, there was actually a setup here I marked out for a sell, but this was on the 15-minute and after I took the buy. So just to make it a little bit clearer for you. So in this area, so I'll mark the area I took the buy. So this is my buy position. But the sell position I saw was this expansion. This moved down, and then this would have been the sell just here that I could have taken just to break these bottoms here and get out of the market, basically. I saw this very clearly. I indicated it and showed it to other members that I'm in a group chat with, and it was very clear to me. Even though I saw it, I was still biased to the upside because of the higher picture, so not really interested in taking it, and obviously I was still in a buy at that period of time. So today we do have CPI, so I'll probably check with you a little bit later, in a couple of hours from now actually, and we'll watch it together and see what it does to the market. Okay guys, I do apologize. I didn't manage to catch the actual release of CPI. I was in a meeting at the current time with a few of my mentors and friends, so I was watching it live with them instead and didn't really record, basically. So I was in a meeting with them from about 1 till about 2-ish. So that was during the CPI news that came out. And as you can see, it came out exactly as expected for the US dollar. Now, usually when news comes out exactly as expected, it doesn't really have a shock in the market because it's essentially already priced in. So there wasn't a lot of volume initially. There was a bit of a spike up on EU. Let's go look at it now. There's a bit of a spike up here at the news release, as you can see. And I did actually give a buy signal just before, like a couple of hours before it came out. But it didn't seem to move off of it properly and actually give us the momentum we wanted. DXY, same, it's just sort of moving sideways. So on EU, the buys are still an option, but as I've said many times, the 15-minute is going to have to show me bullish momentum for me to actually get into the market at the moment. If it doesn't do that, I'll just sit on my hands and wait. So I am currently still expecting something like this, either running flat. So this could either be a running flat here and then move up from here. That's why there's actually a buy signal just before CPI. So there was actually an expectation this could just move to the upside from right here because it's ready to, but it didn't, so that's not a problem at all. And I actually didn't trade this because I'm not a fan of these structures at all in EU. I much prefer I much prefer a bigger, like something like this, breaking this bottom before I actually look for my buy setup. So because it didn't give that to me, I am still sitting on my hands, you know. I'm going to wait for this to come down, at least break this bottom, and then if it does come down, break this bottom, and it gives me a buy setup somewhere around here, that is where I'll be looking for to take the buys to the upside. Now, it doesn't have to do that. Obviously, it could just keep slowly falling to the downside here, very, very slowly like this, and actually break all of these, and then even if it does break these, I'll again still be looking for my buys at this point. So at the moment, still only looking for buys. I'm not really interested in the sells, no matter how far it could go because of the higher time bias. But yeah, I do apologize again. I didn't capture the actual CPI release, but not a lot really happened. So let's actually quickly look at my FTMO account because I'm at all my positions now, so we can actually see the exact balance on the account. So we are on the account as we can, when it loads finally, when my internet actually works. We are at 2.44% on the account. Now, almost 100 trading days. Look at that. We're very, very close to 100 trading days. That's pretty cool to see. I did lose slightly on that break-even one because of the swaps. I tried to make it as break-even as possible, but sadly it didn't do it for me. But that's not a problem. $10 on a 200k account is basically not even worth considering at all or thinking about because it's so little, basically. But yeah, so we'll see what really happens here. 2.44%, so quarter of the way to reaching phase 1. Yeah, hopefully it goes my way. Hello everyone. Currently Thursday morning. This week's gone so quick for me, I'm not going to lie to you. It's basically just shot by in a matter of seconds almost. This morning I did have some plumbing people basically come over to come and check the gas. Because I'm renting and a tenant, they basically require a yearly health and safety thing just so the landlord can keep renting out to prove that there are no gas leaks and stuff like that. So I wasn't going to look at the charts and record while they were here. So now that they're gone out my way, I can now focus on the charts and actually have a look at EU. So EU. What are we seeing today? So as you guys know, CPI came out yesterday, came out exactly as expected, so it wasn't really any move. It actually did come out, I believe, where is it? It was probably about here. This little spike up, spike down area was about the CPI because it came out exactly as expected. nothing really happened, you know. Let's go on the 1 hour quickly. So as I've said many times, I am expecting this running or expanding flat. So because of that, this is starting to look a little bit impulsive, and we do have the European interest bank rates today, but then also shortly after that, actually 15 minutes after that, we do have PPI and then unemployment claims for the US dollar. So I'm sure that will also have another impact also. So what am I really expecting on EU? So because I'm looking for the buys only, today, the only thing I can really see currently is, the only thing I can really see will be a correction. So any sort of corrective moves like this to the upside, that's really what I'll be looking for. I'm not really sure if we'll get that or not. So if we go on the 15-minute time frame, it'll have to be around this area. So I fibbed this last move, and all I'm simply waiting for is some sort of slow corrective structure that I can recognize. I know obviously there isn't sort of really enough time because the news comes out in 3 hours. So to be honest, at the moment, I don't think it's going to give me anything. But I'm just saying, in preparation, if it does, that's exactly what I'll be looking for. So any moves in this area, I could potentially look for a buy to break. Where would I be looking to break? I'll be looking to break at least this area here, but hopefully even higher than that, as we have areas of liquidity to the left here, and even potentially, again on the daily, even all the way up to these tops if it's ready to. Now, if it's ready to or not, who really knows? It's too early to tell at the moment. So any buys we take, we just have to be looking for it. And yeah, stick with the higher time frame buys is always very important. I'm also really tempted to do a Q&A, to be honest with you, because I do have people asking questions on my videos and stuff like that in the comments, which is amazing. I love to see it. But it might be fun if I could do a whole video on the Q&A, maybe upload it on Wednesday or something like that, and just answer all the questions I get given. I'll most likely make a post about it as well, but if you're watching this, feel free to leave comments about the Q&A in the description, in the comment sections below here, and I'll make sure to take note of them if I think they're a valid question. But yeah, I'll make a post as well asking for any questions for you, and I'll probably make a whole video on it because I'm sure there's things you want to know about me or about my trading journey that I haven't quite said to you yet. Obviously, if you're interested, please do let me know.